The Invitation. Richard Whitmore III, a millionaire from Newport Beach, speaks on a Friday morning, planning his summer gala the next evening at his sprawling $43 million mansion. The gathering is set to include 300 of the most affluent families, and he makes a call to Maggie Anderson, his African-American housekeeper of 5 years. She's paid $1950 monthly to clean his home, and her role is clear. She'll attend the party tomorrow at 4 p.m., wearing whatever she can find at the thrift store. Richard's tone is laced with condescension. He wants to show his friends the stark contrast between people like him, those who've built empires, and people like Maggie, who merely scrubs floors. His instructions are meant to humiliate. Maggie is expected to stand as a symbol of difference, to be stared at, mocked, and then dismissed. "That's the joke," he says, "watching you pretend you belong where you never will." Saturday arrives, and Maggie steps into the mansion at 4 p.m., but she's not dressed in thrift store clothing. Instead, she appears as a queen, elegant and regal, in a dress fit for royalty. Every millionaire in the room takes notice. Conversations fall silent. The air is thick with surprise. In those following minutes, everything Richard Whitmore has built begins to crumble. You have to witness what happens next. Subscribe now, because when Maggie walks in, 60 millionaires will learn the most costly lesson of their lives. Never humiliate someone who's been preparing for this moment in silence. Maggie's daily routine is one of quiet resilience. Every morning at 5:30, she wakes up to prepare breakfast for Emma, her 12-year-old daughter. By 8 a.m., she arrives at Whitmore's mansion, working tirelessly until 5 p.m., cleaning, cooking, and folding laundry. She does all of this for $1950 a month, with no benefits, no sick days, and a contract no longer than a page. For 5 years, she has been cleaning the home of a millionaire, quietly observing the stark difference between her life and those of the few other black people she sees in the neighborhood. Gardeners, nannies, drivers, all never guests. Whitmore's mansion is a luxurious palace of marble and glass. 6 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms. Maggie knows every corner of it, from the bathroom his son uses to the vomit. She cleans off Italian marble tiles when Whitmore returns drunk. She hears the racist comments from Whitmore, his wife, and the dinner guests who see her only as the help. They laugh and make jokes about her race, treating her as less than human. But what they don't know is that Maggie has been keeping records. Since October 2023, she's been documenting everything: audio files, spreadsheets, and logs of unpaid hours. She's keeping track of her stolen wages and recording the racist remarks. California's minimum wage for domestic workers is $20.47 per hour. Maggie, however, is paid $1950 a month, a gross underpayment that adds up to $51,000 in stolen wages over 5 years. 2 weeks ago, something shifted. Maggie meets Emma Clark, a 29-year-old woman running a blog called Labor Watch County, dedicated to exposing unjust employers. Emma listens to Maggie's story, reviews her files, and offers a strategy: visibility. What if you showed up in a way that forced them to see you differently? Emma suggests. Maggie isn't just the black woman who cleans toilets. She's someone with immense value. It's time to make that clear. 3 days later, the invitation arrives, followed by 3 laughing emojis. You're invited. Come as you are. Maggie stares at those emojis, realization dawning that Richard Whitmore has made the biggest mistake of his life. Emma helps Maggie prepare for the ultimate entrance. The dress, an $8,200 Armani, is borrowed from a wealthy tech executive's wife, who donated it for this exact purpose: to help someone in need of armor. The turning point. Saturday, June 8th, 9:02 a.m., and Emma arrives at Maggie's apartment with 3 volunteers, including a makeup artist and hairstylist. Maggie tries on the dress, and the transformation is stunning. She's no longer just Maggie Anderson, the housekeeper. She's someone who belongs in boardrooms, in high-profile events. When Emma asks how she feels, Maggie responds with a hint of fear, but Emma reassures her that fear is a sign that this moment matters. When Maggie walks into the mansion, she must remember that she was invited. She doesn't belong there by accident. She deserves to be seen. Maggie and Emma drive to Newport Beach, and as they approach the mansion, Maggie thinks of the past 5 years, of the racial slurs, of the stolen wages, of being told to be grateful. At 4:08 p.m., Maggie steps out of the car in the $8,000 Armani dress and Louboutin heels. As she walks toward the entrance, she's met with silence. Inside, Richard Whitmore is likely telling jokes about his black housekeeper, never expecting her to show up looking like this. But Maggie opens the door, and the golden California light frames her silhouette. Amanda Hastings, one of the wealthy guests, is the first to notice her. Conversations stop, eyes turn. Maggie strides confidently across the room, exuding power, dignity, and grace. She doesn't apologize for her presence. She doesn't shrink. She looks people in the eye, walking with a self-assurance that shatters their expectations. In that moment, the room is stunned. Whitmore's eyes widen in disbelief. He's caught between confusion, recognition, and panic. "Wait, that's Maggie," he mutters, trying to reconcile the woman he has paid $19.50 a month to clean his toilets with the queen who just walked in. But Maggie, unflinching, responds with a simple statement. "You invited me to come as myself, Mr. Whitmore. This is myself. Thank you for the invitation." The room goes quiet. Then Amanda Hastings starts clapping, slowly. One by one, others join in. But some of the guests remain frozen, trying to process the scene before them. Maggie doesn't wait for them to catch up. She takes a glass of champagne, makes eye contact with 3 people, and smiles at one who recognizes her. After 12 minutes, Maggie leaves. The joke has backfired. The video of Maggie's entrance goes viral. By 6 p.m., it has 45,000 shares. By midnight, 1.2 million people have seen it. The video spreads across social media with hashtags like #JBlackQueen, #JDignityWins, and EDER Made in Armani. Whitmore's life begins to unravel. His investors, his family, and even his wife begin to see the consequences of his actions. He fires Maggie, but it's too late. The damage is done. Emma Clark's blog amplifies the story, turning it into a movement. The support grows, and Maggie's fight for justice becomes a symbol for workers everywhere. It's not just a viral video anymore, it's a reckoning. Maggie's courage to stand up has sparked a national conversation about wage theft, exploitation, and the treatment of domestic workers. As the case progresses, Whitmore faces legal action, and his empire begins to crumble. In the end, it's not just about the $51,000 he stole from Maggie. It's about the system that allowed him to do it, and the collective power of people coming together to make change. Maggie's victory isn't just personal. It's a victory for all who've been silenced, ignored, and made invisible. Maggie's daughter, Emma, now 13, proudly shares the story with her friends at school, showing them the video of her mother's powerful entrance. Maggie smiles, knowing that this fight was never just about her. It was for everyone who has ever been told to be invisible. Maggie's story ends with dignity, but it doesn't end with the fight. The ripple effect of her courage will continue to shape the future, inspiring others to stand tall, to refuse silence, and to demand respect.
ये चलती फिरती एग्जाम्पल है कि अगर इनको आप थोड़ा सा भी लीनियंट रहोगे ना तो सर पे बैठ उनको फर्क नहीं पड़ता। वो पता क्या कहेंगे, मालिक तो चंगा है, बहुत चंगा है, अब काम करो ना कुछ आम नहीं है। सब ये चीज़ गलत है, ये लोगों की सोच गलत है। इस वजह से फिर जब
बात ये है कि अब जो लोग हैं ना मुजेरे टाइप, वो ऐसे हराम खोर हैं, ऊपर ना थोड़ा काम नहीं होता।
यही बात है,
ऊपर खरीदना पड़ता है तब जाके काम होता है।
लोग सोशल मीडिया ने लोगों को बहुत ज़्यादा
अब जो
सलाह
हमने
कर दी है।
जब मैं उस टाइम तूने मेरी हालत देखी थी, उस टाइम हमने फिर एवरेज भी उठाई थी,
हाँ तूने मेहनत की थी अच्छी, और फिर आपा भी कह रहा था कि बिना
एवरेज उठाई थी हमने।
हाँ मूंगी वगैरह की और इसकी। तू ये देख ले, मेरा मेरा साला है ना,
जिम्मेदारा एक ऐसा बिजनेस है, 3 महीने 4 महीने बाद आपके हाथ में पैसा होता है, कैश होता है, खेलते हो आपके पास पैसे।
मेरा साला यही कहता है, कह रहा है जब मैं ज़मीन वाली साइड पे जाता हूँ गर्मी होती है,
हाँ,
सर्दी भी होती है, मैं गाड़ी से नहीं निकलता, गाड़ी चल रही है, 10-10 घंटे भी गाड़ी चल रही है, पेट्रोल खत्म हो रहा है, जाऊँगा पेट्रोल डलवा के फिर वापस आ जाऊँ, खड़ा मजबूरी, जब तक इनके ऊपर खड़े नहीं होंगे काम नहीं होगा।
काम नहीं होता, तो सही है। मैं इस वजह से इस फार्मिंग वाले काम में आना चाहता हूँ। रूम में बैठो, एसी लगाओ, आपका काम हो रहा है,
कैमरे लगे पड़े हैं,
कैमरे लगे पड़े हैं, काम
LED चल रही है,
हाँ,
जहाँ पर बाहर निकल गया
पैर ही ना निकलो उसको बुलाओ, तो भाई ये काम क्यों नहीं हुआ। जिम्मेदारा में ये फिर आपको हिलना पड़ता है।
चल चलिए देख इतना 1200
चाय चीनो 350, कार्डिमम 260, बोल्टन लावा 480। लावा मज़े का नहीं था, जैसे सुनते थे ना।
था, ये छोटा था, ये ना होता सिंगल ही है, लेकिन ये आइसक्रीम के साथ किया ना तो उस वजह से
मतलब वो जैसे बोल्टन मेल्ट हुआ हुआ और वो वाली चीज़ नहीं।
हाँ उसका
109 रुपये सर्विस चार्जेस। चलो खैर है, खाया भी तैयार है। बकरियों वाले काम में ना डीडे का बड़ा एक्सपीरियंस है। मैंने 3 साल पहले ली थी मेरे ख्याल बकरे 3 साल हो गए अब इसको काम करते हुए डीडे को।
हाँ 3 साल पहले ली थी तूने बकरी, इनको दे दी थी
7-8 थे, वो इसको दे दिए थे। आप 50 अगले साल 100 हो जाएंगे। कहता अगले साल इंशाल्लाह हैवल लेनी है।
देखो विजन उसको नज़र आ रहा है तो विजन भी बना दिया उसने।
उसकी ज़मीन भी कम है, इसके पास ज़मीन भी कम है, लेकिन फिर भी वो संभाल।
देखो ना उसने मेंटेन किया ना कि भी यार मैं 1200 है जी 100 पड़ा है ये मैं दूँ
वो मैं समझा 1100।
ये लो